Missing children, what happened? I was 12 when my twin sister vanished from our bedroom in the middle of the night. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle, just an empty bed where Grace should have been. Police came and took statements, set up a command center in our living room, but days turned to weeks. The officers dwindled until only Detective Clyburn remained. My parents transformed overnight. My mom stopped eating, Dad started drinking. They plastered Grace's face on posters across town and appeared on local news begging for information, but nothing came. I was invisible to them now, a painful reminder of what was lost. My identical face a ghost, haunting our home. 3 months after Grace disappeared, I found something strange. While putting away laundry, a small pink notebook hidden inside my father's sock drawer. It wasn't his handwriting inside, but it was Grace's detailed entries about a secret friend she'd made online, someone named Travis who understood her. The last entry, dated the night before she vanished, said simply, "Meeting tonight. Can't wait." My hands shook as I read it. Why would Dad hide this from police? I carefully replaced the notebook and started watching him. He'd begun taking late-night drives, returning with mud on his shoes. Sometimes I caught him staring at me with an expression I couldn't read, not grief, something else. When I asked where he went, he'd say, "Just clearing my head," but his eyes wouldn't meet mine. I decided to follow him one night, slipping out after him and hiding in the back of his truck under a tarp. He drove for almost an hour to an abandoned hunting cabin deep in the woods. I watched through the truck window as he entered carrying a backpack. When he didn't come out for 20 minutes, I crept closer, peering through a dirty window. What I saw inside froze my blood. The walls were covered in maps and photos of dozens of girls who looked like Grace and I, same age, same blonde hair, same blue eyes. Some photos were newspaper clippings of missing children, cases dating back years, others looked like surveillance. Dad stood in the center of the room talking to himself. I backed away slowly but stepped on a branch. The snap echoing in the night silence. Cabin door flew open, Dad's flashlight beam cutting through darkness. "Who's there?" he called. I ran blindly through trees, branches whipping my face. I could hear him behind me. "Wait! Stop!" I reached the truck, fumbling with the door handle. When his hand clamped on my shoulder, I screamed, kicking wildly. "Autumn, stop, it's me!" He turned me around, his face pale in the moonlight. "What are you doing here?" "I know about Travis," I gasped. "I found Grace's notebook." "What did you do to her?" Confusion crossed his face, then something like realization. "Get in the truck," he said. "I need to show you something." Every instinct told me to run, but where would I go miles from anywhere with no phone? I got in, keeping the door open, ready to bolt. Dad didn't start the engine, instead he pulled out his own notebook. "I've been tracking him for months," he said. "The man who took Grace." He opened it, revealing a timeline, meticulously documented IP addresses, chat logs, and locations. I found his digital fingerprints on Grace's computer after the police gave up. I've been hunting him ever since. Cabin wasn't a trophy room. It was an investigation center. Dad had been working with other parents of missing girls, creating a map of suspected locations where this predator might be keeping them. "Why didn't you tell the police?" I asked. He said, "Detective Clyburn said it wasn't enough evidence, that I was grasping at straws, so I continued alone." I made him drive us home, promising not to tell Mom if he agreed to share everything with Detective Clyburn one more time. The next day we went together, Dad presenting his evidence more organized. Clyburn listened skeptically until I spoke up. "My sister wrote about meeting someone named Travis. The night she disappeared, Dad found digital evidence. It is this man, you have to look into it." 3 days later, police raided an underground bunker 50 miles from our town. They found 4 girls alive, including Grace. All had been groomed online by the same man who called himself Travis. Grace was the newest. When she saw me at the hospital, she whispered, "I knew you'd find me." Dad never talks about those 3 months he spent hunting a predator while everyone else gave up. Sometimes I catch him looking at the maps, kept as if making sure the nightmare is really over. I learned something during those dark months. Sometimes the people closest to us have depths we never imagined, and the line between obsession and love is thinner than we think.